everyone, welcome back to Imperium. This is the fifth lecture of the DBMS course. In the last lecture, we learned the alter table statement and the most used constraints. In this lecture, I will be teaching you the update statement and the most common functions that are used in SQL. So we'll start by first we have to select a database. So use Imperium. Then we'll create a table. Let's take table customer, in which we will add customer ID. So we'll give CID. I will give primary key to the ID. Then we'll have customer name. We'll take contact number. I'll give the contact number's data type as numeric. Then we'll take address, or rather we'll take city. We'll have postal code. Then we'll take country. Now we will create this table. After creating the table, we will now insert some values in it. So we'll give insert into the table name, that is customer. We'll add the columns as customer ID, customer name, contact number. We have city, postal code, and country. Then values, and now we will insert our data. So first we'll take customer ID as 101. Then we'll take name as, let's take ABC. Then we have contact number, so we'll give a random contact number. After this, we'll add a city. So let's take Berlin. And then we have postal code, so we'll take a random postal code. And now we'll add the country. So if we execute this query now, we will only get one input. So let's just keep adding more inputs in the same format. We'll take the second entry. We'll take contact number as, let's say, 456 789 03. Now we will take the city as Mexico. TF. Postal code as random. And now the country, Mexico. We'll add one more input and then we'll see. This is the third input. Give 103. After that, contact number, so I'll give 678-905. And then we'll take the city London. After this, we have postal code. Let's give 1523 and country United Kingdom. Now I'll execute this query and then we'll see how to make changes in the inserted data using the update statement. So it is showing error somewhere here in Germany. We haven't given the colon inverted comma. So now the query is executed. We will just select it. Select start from custom. So as you can see, there are 3 rows with the entries, and now we will see like how to select rather change the inputs in the data. So we in the previous lecture we made changes in the table. In this lecture we will make changes in the data using the update statement. So let's use update customer, that is the table name, and then set contact number equals we give a random contact number 2 comma city where customer or CID equals 101. So now this will update the data, that is the contact number and the city where the CID is 101. After running this, so it was showing error because we exceeded the number. Numeric only allows 10 integers or 10 numbers, so we exceeded that, that's why it gave error. So now after this running, now it has executed the query. Now again we will select from the table, that is retrieve the data. Now you can see the contact number and the city has been changed. First it was Berlin and the contact number was this 1919. Now it is 7654 and then city is Frankfurt. So this was in the MySQL you can like even arrange uh, the table in order. If you just click on the uh, columns, that is CID, the CNAME, the contact number, the city, the postal code, it will give ascending and descending both. So now you can see it is in ascending order, the CID, After I click it again, it will be descending order. This is one of the features of the MySQL. So moving on, we can even change multiple records using update like we did now. If you want to change one thing, you can just do that. So like I can also do update customer set postal code equals where, let's take country equals Mexico. Note that when you are using the numeric or the integer, you don't need to give the inverted comma. Even if you do, it will work. So that's the plus point. It has executed. So now it has been executed. So now we will select it from the custom table and we will see if the changes have been made. As you can see, the postal code has changed because it is an integer value. It is only showing the 0. If I had given 1000, then it would have shown the 4 number postal code. And this was the update query or the update statement. Now we will learn about the most common or most used functions. So before the functions, now we will learn about the delete statement. So yesterday we saw that with alter table we could delete columns from the table. Today with the delete statement we will delete the data row from the inserted values. So now it has syntax as delete from table name, that is customer, where, and condition. So let's say I want to delete the 102 entry, that is the ID of 102. So I can write delete from customer where CID equals 102. After selecting this, you can see the query has been executed. Then I'll run this. You can see the query or the data that was inserted with the ID 102 has been deleted. The whole rows has been deleted. So it's not like we can just delete the postal code or the uh, ID. For that we have the update query. Here for delete, it deletes the whole row in itself. This is the basic delete query. You can also give different conditions, so that depends upon you, like where the postal code is XYZ, or if you have taken the table students or sales. So let's say you have taken the table sales and you give a condition delete from customer or delete from the sales orders where the price is less than 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh, such conditions. You can give different conditions. Now we will look into the most used or the most common functions or clauses. First is limit clause. So what limit clause does is, if now that we have 2 entries in a table, I will add more 2 entries so I can explain it to you in a better way. So I'll just make changes here. So now after running it, we'll select the table. As you can see, we have now multiple inputs. So now I can show you the limit clause. So limit works is, it gives you, or you can set a limit of inputs or of limit of data lines or data rows you want to view. So basically it works like you select or and column name or names. So that can be uh, so you use it. So the syntax for this is select star, or you can give different is select CID or select CNAME. Star is for every column. So select star from customer, that is the table name, and you'll add limit. Let's give 4. So now just look at the output. As you can see, it is giving or displaying the first 4 table rows. So this is the basic use of limit. You can also use like select star from customer, give a where condition. So let's add where country equals Germany and limit 4. Now because we have only one input or two inputs of Germany, it will give both the inputs. As you can see, it will give both the inputs. But let's assume if we had 5 inputs of Germany, it will show you the first 4 inputs only. So that is how the limit clause works. A similar clause that is used with limit is offset, that is OFF SET. And what offset does, it skips the number of elements from the like starting order. So if I put offset 2 and limit is 3, so now what will happen is this query will skip the first 2 data rows and then show the next 3 data rows. As you can see, the first 2 rows, that is 101 and 102, was skipped because of the offset clause, and limit 3 is giving 103, 105, and 107 data. That is the remaining or the next 3 rows or after the 101 and 102 data rows. This is the use of limit and offset. Next we have minimum and maximum. So by the name itself, you can guess minimum is used to take the minimum or the smallest value from a column, and the maximum is used to take the biggest value or the largest value. So the syntax is select minimum, then we can give column names such as we haven't given here much, but we can give ID. So we'll give minimum CID, that is because it is an integer. As you can give as smallest number or as smallest integer, you don't need to give it, it's not mandatory. Just select minimum CID from customer. After executing this, we will get the minimum CID. It's the exact opposite with maximum. You will get the largest number. It's max CID from customer. Here you can see it is giving the maximum CID of 107. Now we will take the sum, count, and average functions. So what count does is it counts the number of elements or number of data that have been inserted for a given condition. So for example, you can get select count, then postal ID or postal code from customer. As you can see, it is giving the count 5 because we have 5 inputs in the table, and it is giving the postal codes for the uh, those 5 data rows. Now if we add the where clause, where country equals Germany, you can see the count is 2 because there are only 2 inputs with the country Germany. Next we have the average. So it's easy, select AVG of CID. I'll take because we haven't taken price as a such. So CID from customer. So the average is 103.6. We can also add where clause here. So we'll take where CID is greater than, we'll take 102. So that becomes 103, 105, and 107. So now we'll see the average of those numbers. As you can see, now the average has changed. The average is 105. Next, we have the sum example or the sum clause. Next, we have sum clause. We have select sum, we have postal code from customers. So So now you can see the sum of the postal codes of all the 5 entries. If we add a condition where, let's say, the country equals Mexico, the sum changes. So you can see this is the sum for the postal code of the country Mexico only. So we have one Mexico here, and that's the exact number because it's the only entry. For the sum clause example, now we have like operator. Well, like operator and the wildcard operators like go hand in hand. So I will take them in the next lecture. In that, I will give you a preview. So what like operator does is you can search numbers or select numbers which are starting from a particular letter, sorry, a particular number, or you can search variables or names starting from a particular letter, ending from a letter, or you want words which have OR between them, or you have AS in between the words, you want those words. All that can be possible with the like operator, and the extension of like operator is the wildcards. So I will take them in the next lecture. Thank you. If you have any queries or any doubts, please type them in the comments. We will try to solve them as soon as possible. Thank you.